Here we have a Roskamp 9x12 single pair roller mill. The unit has 12 grooves per inch on it, and we had a customer send us a sample of petroleum coke, or pet coke. It's another name for it. And we're going to be running it through this roller mill. The customer would like to stick with a single pair roller mill if possible. And so we're going to test it to see if a single pair will meet the specs that he needs this ground to. So you can see here we have a fine sample, and we also have a very coarse sample. This sample here is going to have to be ran through, just because of the size of it. It's going to have to be ran through this machine with the rolls opened up as much as possible. You can tell how wide the rolls are based on where this key stock is facing. When it's moved all the way back like it is now, they're open. You can see that it's tilted there. And then when it goes all the way around towards the front, the roll gap is as close together as it's going to get. So we will run the finer sample with the rolls as close together as we can get them. We're going to have to run this with them open. And then if the customer would like to get this sample even more fine, then it would have to be ran through again. That would be where a 2-pair would be best suited for the job, because it would be ran through twice, all in one pass. But if you're wanting to use a single pair, that is going to have to be how it's done. You're going to have to start with it wide. As it gets finer, close the gap. Okay, so here we have the unit running. We're going to go ahead and start with the coarse sample, and we're going to run some of this through the roller mill. Okay, so this is one pass through the 9x12 with the rolls open at the maximum amount that the mill will allow the rolls to be open. So I'm going to bag this up, and it's one pass through. I'm going to bag this up, and I will write that on the bag, what we did, and then I will run some more, and then maybe we can run this through twice. I will say, one thing I'm learning here is it did fracture more than I thought it would, just running through one pass. So it's dry enough that it has a shatter effect. If this was more wet, probably wouldn't be that way. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these bigger chunks. I'm going to run some of them through with the rolls open as wide as possible, and then I'm going to run them through a second time with the rolls all the way closed. Okay, so here is the first pass through with the rolls open as wide as possible. I'm going to go ahead and close them up and run this through, and we will see how fine we can get it. Okay, so here we have the rolls almost touching each other. This adjustment is achieved by listening to it as the mill is running. You loosen this handle and turn this one to bring them together, and you'll hear them begin to nick at each other. And that's, you let them nick, and then you turn it just a little bit backwards and back it up so that they're not touching. So now we have our sample here. We're going to go ahead and begin to run it through. Together, and it was causing it to sound loud and causing the springs to have to open the rolls up. So I opened them up. Let's run a little more through. That's sounding better. Yeah, that's a lot better. Might have to open them a little more. I'm going to check on the finished product. Coming out pretty fine, so I may open it a little more. If that's not fine enough, this may need a third pass. I don't know. cut the rolls open about halfway. I'm going to run this sample through. I'm going to suggest a vibratory end feeder will probably be the best to help keep an even feed of this going into the mill. Now you can hear it, it's sounding a lot better. Bag this up. This is 2 passes through the mill, with the mill being fully opened and half open. Okay, I'm going to run this through a 3rd time and reduce it down even more. This time I will have the rolls closed all the way. Okay, this is the results of the 3rd pass through the roller mill with the rolls as closed as possible. After running it, I do actually think you could get away with just doing 2 passes, but the mill is going to make a lot of noise, so be prepared for that. This is a closer look. Just wanted to show you I'm really happy with the results of this test. I'm going to go ahead and bag it up and send it to the customer. Okay, so now I'm going to switch to this sample. I believe we can leave the rolls closed with as fine as this sample is, and get the camera to focus, and we're just going to go ahead and run this through and bag it up. Okay, so this is showing the results of the 2nd sample that was finer. You can see here that we definitely were able to reduce the size, so I'm going to go ahead and bag this up and send this to the customer for his review.